Do you find it difficult to praise your children because you find that they're always doing something wrong and needing to be told off all the time? Can you just keep the noise down, please? I'm trying to talk. No, now, put it down, put it down. Can you get your coat on? We're gonna be late, yeah? We're gonna be late. Pick that up now. Pick it up now. Oh, here we go. Can you just stop? Look, I've had enough. Oh boy. Just get on with it. Do you have to keep answering? Stop answering back. Don't. Leave him alone. Go to your room. Just go to your room. Don't you dare. Today I'm going to try and help you shift that negative way of thinking, which we all fall into the trap of doing, into a much more positive one. Stay with me and find out how you can praise your child at any time, effortlessly. My name is Richard and welcome to Richard Ball Consultancy, the channel that helps parents be better. Parenting is one of the most challenging jobs on the planet. Well, some might argue that, but I think it is. It's also a job that you don't always receive a lot of help or get a lot of credit for doing. It's no wonder that when things aren't going easy with your child at home, you don't see things through rose-tinted glasses, seeing positivity everywhere that you look. If you're feeling low, annoyed, frustrated, upset, it's more than likely you will find things in your life to support that feeling. This is why two people can see or have the same experience but perceive it in two completely different ways. One quite optimistically and the other quite pessimistically. Depending on how you see life with your own kids will also influence what you see and what you pick up on. For example, if you walked into the bathroom, say, and your son or daughter was brushing their teeth and you happen to see a whole load of toothpaste on the floor, you could be quite annoyed thinking that, oh, there's one more thing that I've got to do, one more thing that I've got to clean up. But if you saw that with a different perspective of a child trying to gain some independence and trying to give you one less job to do, you might feel a little sense of pride and happiness that they're actually trying to make an effort, and okay, they accidentally put some on the floor, but it's no big deal. The first perception will leave you wanting to scorn your child for making a mistake or doing something wrong, whereas a second can leave you feeling quite grateful for what you've got and your child making that effort. So those are two quite contrasting reactions and feelings to the same scenario. If a child is at home being told off a lot or being corrected by you for the mistakes that they're making, it can be really, really hard to find the motivation to do the right thing and get that positive attention and praise from you. I've worked with a lot of children over the years and they've said things to me like, what's the point? Even if I did a good thing, it really isn't going to be that long before my parents are telling me off again. So there's just no point in trying. So they just lose that motivation altogether to try and do the right thing. I mean, just imagine for a minute that that's your life, and when you go to work or with your friends or in your home life, nothing you ever do is really any good, and you're just constantly being scolded or told off for not doing the right thing or not doing it well, whatever that might be. You would really feel like the wind has been well and truly blown out of your sails, and you'd then end up feeling completely deflated, and you would feel probably quite rejected as well. In everything that we do, it really does help to get some acknowledgement, some recognition, and some praise. Praise just helps us feel good about ourselves and helps us perform better. If you're having difficulties managing your children at home, it's more than likely you won't really have a positive outlook when you're thinking about them. Yeah, I know you love them and you care for them and you want the best for them. That's what we all do. But we fall into that trap of just thinking negatively when we're around them. And I'm sure you could list a whole bunch of behaviours that you could probably do without. Noticing when your child has done the right thing is a really, really important thing. It creates a completely different atmosphere in the home. And it also motivates your children to strive for doing more of those things that they want to get that positive attention for. So there's a resource that teachers have been using in schools for years. It's called 50 Things to Catch Them Being Good. It's basically a list of behaviours that you would see around the school. That could be in your classroom, in the school hall, in the dinner hall, in the playground, and it basically breaks it down to very simplistic, very simple things that a child could do and receive praise for. I looked online for this list of 50 things to catch them being good, and lo and behold, it's there available online. The only thing is, like I said, it's designed for schools, so you'll be looking at classroom behaviours, things like picking up pencils and being ready to learn, or sharing something with a partner or a work partner in the classroom, or maybe opening the door for somebody through the school corridor. there's no problem using this, and you can actually adapt it to the way you want to use it in your home. So if I use that example of being ready to learn in the school, you could adapt that and say, well, what does my child have to do at home that involves picking up a pencil? You could say doing their homework. So if they are ready to do their homework, or if they've got on with it without you having to ask, that's something that you can praise them for. I've taken the 50 examples that are given to teachers to use on their students, and I've adapted it to the things that I would want to see in my own home. I'm going to put them on the screen 5 at a time, right up here, and you can go through them and see which ones work for you, and you can also sit down with a cup of tea or coffee and go through the kind of behaviours that you want to see in your home. I think that's one big thing that we don't do as parents. We don't sit down, take stock, and think about the way that we want to see our lives evolve, the way that we want to be living with our children, the kind of behaviours that we want to see them doing, and the kind of things that we don't. Now, there's one thing about using this list, because you can use it, but if you're not in the right mindset, it will mean absolutely nothing. And when I mean the right mindset, I mean if you're going through a really difficult time at the moment with your children, it's something that you're going to have to step back, and you're really going to have to focus on you and nothing but you for now. That might sound selfish, because you might think, well, I need to provide for my children and I need to care for them and I need to do stuff. Yes, you do. But you also need to think about yourself and your own mental state and where you're at. Because if you're in a very negative mindset, then all these strategies that I'm giving up to you now will be worthless if they haven't got the right energy behind them, or if they haven't got the right feeling behind them. You want to be feeling good. So if I wasn't, and I said, oh, fantastic, you got the knife and fork out the drawer, well done you, and used a very sarcastic tone, that's really going to be felt and through the children, and they're not going to get the message. It's going to mean nothing to them if you come across that way. The important thing here is that whatever it is you need to do, and this kind of is a different subject, and I'll probably touch it in a later video, but whatever it is you need to do that puts you in your happy place. It might be just time for yourself, just to sit back with a cup of tea, coffee, read a magazine or read a book, something that you never get to do. It might be going for a walk in nature. It could be just going to watch a matinee on your own, or with a friend at the cinema, or just stopping off at a friend's house just to talk rubbish, if that's what you need to do. Have a bubble bath if that's your thing. Basically anything you can do to get you into a space where you can just chill out and not be a parent just for a moment. Now, if you've got very, very young children, I understand that's going to be pretty hard because you might not have anybody to give them to, but if they are in nursery or if they are going to school, use that opportunity to do those things that you need to do. Yes, I know you've got housework to do. Yes, I know you've got laundry to hang up, washing to do, or shopping to do for the supermarket. But we don't often think about ourselves and making the time for ourselves so that we can get ourselves into a better space. So I ask you to focus on yourself first, so that when you get round to using the resources and using these ideas that you can use, and also maybe the ones that you create, that you want to see in your own house, and the things that you want to praise, make sure you're checking where you're at in terms of your energy levels and in the way of your thought processes and how positive you're feeling about stuff. Because that is really, really important to notice when you want to catch your children being good. You can do that, but if you're not in the right space, it won't have the same energy and it won't have the same impact. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope some of the ideas that I came up with you can use. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. I read the comments either way on ways that I can improve or things that I might have done well. And if you've got friends that need some advice or need some strategies that they can use that can make their lives better, do share this video with them. Please subscribe if you haven't done already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. My name's Richard, and until next time, bye bye for now.